Oh, greetings. I am Lies, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together. Woohoo, woohoo. If you think it'll help. I do. Natikwa, find Nazmira. Natika, sorry.
There's no kua.
I know. Natika, find Nazmira and start evacuating the guests. We need to get everyone out of here safely.
Okay.
She's all over the place with I'm gonna go find my parents. Well, this thing is, let's just find out what happened. No, wait, let's evacuate all the guests. Let's get the guards to do something about it. It's all over the place.
It really is.
We also have no information yet.
Mm-mm.
Do the guests need evacuating? Can we see the fire? I need to know.
It's okay.
Wrangle the guests. Got it.
She pats Nadia's shoulder and gives me a wink.
By the way, sexy as ever. Keep her safe, Corazon. Vesuvia needs her. Let's get going, everyone. We'll reconvene in the ballroom when we're done. If it's not burnt down, I assume?
I'm really just like, why do you need to go to your parents?
Yeah.
Are you under the impression that they're unsafe? They sound like they're away from the danger, so you would be like, I'm gonna go send someone to check on them, but I myself need to be here to evaluate the situation, not, like, walk away. I don't know, that would be the thing that my characters would do. They would go, I'm not gonna walk away from the danger and let somebody else handle it. I'm gonna go take care of it with more people.
Or at least see what it is before I walk away.
Right?
Like, we'll reconvene after, going, do you not want to know anything about what may have set this on fire or exploded things or knocked everything down or whatever?
Because I don't exactly see, like,
As well
Natika's
as
being incredibly hyperbolic.
If it's a big-ass fire that everything is burning, because I don't see her as being super exaggeratory either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think Pasha exaggerates that much, really.
No.
She's pretty businesslike, as much as I've known her.
Which is also really interesting that then she, like, threatens to actually physically attack Valerius, which is why I was like, what?
She
What are
has
you guys
been
doing?
violent before, but, you know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I was just saying, we'll reconvene in the ballroom afterwards. What if it's burnt down, dear Nadia?
Nadia, where's the fire?
Where is the fire? Goes into the ballroom that is a smoldering... It's a raging inferno. Perfect! Let's have a meeting now.
Oh, excellent! All right, who's going to keep the minutes?
All right.
Who can be the secretary? I'm treasurer! I said secretary!
I'm on fire! Can I please be excused? I've been turned into a cow. May I go home, please?
Sure.
Anyone else? Nah, we're good. We brought marshmallows.
Excellent.
All right.
We all go our separate ways, set on our various tasks.
And the fire burns happily. Merrily.
Yeah.
The fire burns merrily down the halls.
Nadia and I stride through the gardens, eyes wide for any trouble.
Are there any people panicking out there? Any people rushing to see her? Any people wondering what the hell was going on? Crowds racing about in a panic? No, they all heard Ntikwa and they're all standing still in the garden as well. I guess.
I guess?
I'll admit, this isn't exactly how I imagined introducing you to my parents, Corazon. That's what was so important. They're here. I must greet them, but what I really need to do is introduce them to my new affianced.
My fiancé. I really was actually afraid that this is where it was going to go. I'm like, to me, this is incredibly, like, again, it feels like it's going with, let me go run off and go do something else.
I don't
There's
want to
an
do
emergency.
my job.
I'm going to go do a personal thing. And we have no interaction or no ability to be, or to potentially advise Nadia gently.
Or
for
redirect
going,
her.
Hey, Nadia, how about we don't do that and go take care of the problem first?
How about, I understand you wish to greet your parents and that on circumstance and formality you should do so. You already haven't done so, since they've arrived and you haven't greeted them. So let's deal with this first.
Right.
Yes. Corazon.
I part my lips to respond when a crash up ahead interrupts me.
That was amazing sound.
It's coming from one of the private gazebos. Wordlessly, Nadia and I rush towards the noise.
Did we rush towards the last noise? I need to know.
I take stock of the situation as soon as I enter the gazebo.
That's a gazebo?
Amazing.
I thought that was freaking the ballroom, actually, as well.
That's how I was like, wow, inside is the same as the outside inside.
Whoever decorated the interior rooms also did the gazebo.
Oh, the sisters did.
Yes,
we have them to
excellent.
blame. Except that also Nadia was a part of it, but she had nothing to do with it. But she also, it's fine.
It's fine.
There are 3 figures standing across from us in the room.
Wait, a gazebo is a
In
room?
the gazebo.
As far as I understand, the nature of gazebos is they're not a room. They're
Yeah, they're
open
not.
to the air.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think they qualify as a room, more as a space.
Yes.
I think we might have forgotten where we were. It's
Shelter.
fine.
The shelter?
Gazebo?
Just say gazebo again.
Just say
shelter.
the area
Yeah.
on the floor. I don't know.
Or we get underneath the roof, like something like that. We go past the guardrail, as it is. What, depending on your gazebo
You could
type.
even potentially say in the interior, but that still suggests a little more building.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
One I recognize as Nafisa, and the other two,
Aha!
well,
Look at you.
they're ethereal, beautiful, and oozing authority. I would rather date them. They
Are
must be Nadia's parents then. Based on that,
No, I just like
again, I'm like, you're telling us what our MC believes of these people.
that when the MC sees them, says this is beautiful and ethereal and of oozing authority. Honestly, the one with the salt and pepper hair just looks adorable to me. Does not look oozing authority. Looks more like I'm cute as fuck.
And actually, I'm a little bit playful,
Uh-huh.
and I'm actually fairly comfortable with myself. And the other one is like, I am domineering, and I am a little bit like, hello, and also like, I am a cheeky ass fuck.
Yeah, it looks cheeky and boss energy, not like authority.
Ethereal and beautiful. I'm like, that doesn't strike me as ethereal.
Also, like again, the one with the lovely beard and braid. I'm like, you're like tits out. That is just gauze.
I love it.
And I love
Why
it.
you don't have nipples, though? I'm very sad.
I'm just curious if do they have nipples in the Arcana?
I'm going to assume that they would never consider doing anything other than people. So yes,
they probably are all mammals and should have the nipples.
have nip nops.
But that person does not.
Yes.
Maybe they had an intense experience and lost them.
Oh, maybe.
Could have been.
I actually have a character that doesn't have a nipple,
Yes,
but just a nipple.
just fun because sometimes these things are when you have an intense experience, it's not always.
I'm not talking
symmetrical.
about that one.
No, but symmetrical.
Yes, it's true.
Nadia's
And they must be
parents.
Nadia's parents then. And between us and them, a giant writhing worm, easily the size of a horse and twice as long.
Which horse? The little one or the big one? Oh, sorry. Blastamil. I should have known. We freed you immediately from the devil and stopped you from being a worm, and you just went back and made the deal again. I guess.
The very thing that I was like, how are you confident at all that they wouldn't do it again? Like, last
But
time
also-
seemed very unwilling.
Can they summon the devil to do it again, or does the devil immediately go, "Ah, I feel a connection has been broken. I should go replace it immediately."
Right? I would like to know a little bit more about the process.
Blastamil was unwormed. I need to know how he got wormed
I guess
again.
in this capacity, though, this would be sort of maybe like that was a nod to being like actually Valerius could just really easily just turn on you. But I find that to be interesting.
Okay, but like, you have 3 people that you know, one of your siblings and both of your parents, calm as a still pool of water, oozing authority,
Giant worms
A giant
are apparently
worm?
normal.
has just cracked out of the ground before you ever saw them in the gazebo with them, and none of them react at all. They are all just a placid pool of peacefulness.
Or at least
sounds
like
weird.
unsettled. Yes.
But can you imagine? I'm here, I've come to see my, basically estranged daughter for the first time in forever. I've been greeted by one of my other children, and I'm out in the gazebo hanging about the two of us, and suddenly this giant-ass worm cracks through the earth itself inside of the gazebo, because we're in it, and it's between us and them.
Potentially through a wood platform or stone.
or stone or
some sort
concrete.
of base.
And you just stand there, perfectly ready to receive this person, and do not react at all. That sounds wild. Sounds crazy. Sounds fake.
Yeah, kinda.
Blastamil. Should have known.
Unless it's the pet. The man in black's eyes light up as he spots us. Hang on, that's 4 people.
Wait, there's a man in black somewhere?
What?
Where? Who's the man in black? Wait, it's the man in black. As you wish.
As you wish.
Sorry, it's the Dread Pirate Roberts.
It is the Dread Pirate Roberts.
I love that the Dread Pirate Roberts is in this game. Perfect. I wanted it all along.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think I know who the man in black is supposed to be, but again, I'm irritated.
He wasn't mentioned.
We're not gendering people here. Well, how are we just magically able to figure out people's gender? I want to know!
Again,
I'm
just
so frustrated!
I'm also like,
It's the dad!
the man in black.
The man in black! That is a person who's wearing black.
So is that the dad, I guess? His eyes, are we talking about the one of the parents that is not the queen?
Yes.
Or empress?
Yep!
That's black. I guess it's kind of black.
That looks like oil slick.
I was gonna say.
And also there's a lot of purple in there.
a lot of gold.
Uh-huh.
Also, if we can say, okay, here we go. Let's throw back to when our boy the ex-husband whose name I can't pull up right now, Lucio. When Lucio
There you
first
go.
appeared, right?
Yep.
And they say he's decked in gold, but most of his outfit was white. this outfit should be gold based on that description because most of the outfit is not gold.
Or something that would be interesting character-wise was that you would notice, and I betcha Faust has it. Faust probably glimmers slightly with some of the sheen and the
some of the
shine.
oil slick or bubble
Yeah,
quality.
so you would go the snake-like sort of black experience, something basically along that. Like you would sort of have a callback to acid.
Prismatic silk.
Uh-huh.
The man in dark prismatic silk. Now, wouldn't that sound cool, though?
That's so great.
Just be like the man in dark prismatic silk. Must, or presumed Nadia's father.
Yeah.
The man I presume is her father. All right.
Would you like me to do this one?
Please do so. I got a lot of characters in this room.
Because you want to be, I'm assuming, Mom.
I assume I'm Mom.
Aye. Nadia, darling, what a fascinating party you've planned here. Worms, very avant-garde.
Oh, they just assume it's part of it. That's amazing.
What?
Namar, dear, judging from our daughter's expression and general attitude, I believe the worms, singular as we've described them up until this point, were not planned.
Okay.
So there's worms or worm? Which one is it?
I know some people will refer to it as multiples despite the fact that there's only one.
Okay, because you
I have
it's
actually
a content of the party.
Yes, exactly.
Right, okay.
So that it could be a slip.
Worms.
Yes, that would make sense. Is the worm's name Vlastomil then?
Okay, one worm. Got it.
Nafisa simply smiles serenely at us.
Yes.
I think I did her, or did you do her?
I don't remember.
Oh my god, I completely forgot!
It's okay, the tiny
I still
little
love
turtle.
her fucking turtle.
The turtle is baby.
I love this
I
turtle.
mean, your turtle is the best thing ever. They're so cute.
I so wish, again, that we just sort of had lore, and we had, like,
I
understanding
think
and
you did her,
culture.
actually, because I was doing so many
Oh,
other
right,
sisters.
right. I was
Yeah.
doing her. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Corazon. It is good to see you again.
Ah, so pleased.
Are you here about the worms?
Excuse me, I've got to see a gazebo about a worm. Sorry.
Honestly, you could swoop it on and be like, of course.
Of course, naturally.
We're perfectly planned.
This is exactly...
I knew this was going to happen,
Nadia
which would be
might
a great way to recover.
It would be. Ah, yes, I am here about the worm. Hello, worm.
Wham.
We meet again.
Still wish. It's fine. The creature screams and thrashes, its tail narrowly missing us.
So what's it doing here? No time to attack.
Aye.
I
No
am-
time, just attack.
I guess? I'm like, is this choice number 3, or did they pick for us?
I think they picked for us again. As
Damn
far
it.
as we can tell, Fred, as far as I can tell, there is no third choice. It's just we will force you to do the thing that's the default,
I guess.
I guess, or it's randomized. I have no
I wonder if it is randomized.
I am so sick of worms. I launch a magical attack at the worm, feeling frustration down to my fingertips.
Okay.
Or just slight annoyance, like really?
just like, really? Just a little bit of exasperation.
Also going like, Vlastomil, I just dealt with you. I don't even know if it is Vlastomil. That's the thing
Vlastomil also had worms, so this doesn't have to be him. It could just be one of his worms. This could be
because he had
Princess.
pet worms. He had Princess, yes,
This could be
exactly.
Princess, the
This could be-
lovely worm.
Uh-huh.
Who's like, out
who's
of
on her
sight.
rampage going, Master!
I felt a shifting in the forest.
In the Matrix!
And my dad did not come home. And where is he? Blah, 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 blah.
And a very upset worm. I could totally
Yeah.
see it. Anyway,
Sad
down
worm.
to my fingertips. Light shoots from my fingertips, wrapping around the worm like ropes, pinning it to the ground.
The busted open ground.
The more it struggles, the tighter the ropes get until it cannot move anymore. And it sounds
Ow.
a lot like Tremors.
Ow.
Yes.
Ow? Because, like, okay, so if the ropes aren't binding it to anything,
Mm-hmm.
they're just wrapping
Around
around
it.
it. And they're not even, like, shibariing it to itself kind of thing.
Who knows? They could be.
No, but imagine how
But I mean, the lack
tight-
of description, yeah.
Imagine how tight you would have to get just, like, encasing, like, tying sausage roll till it can't move anymore.
Yeah, no, I know. And
That
most
sounds
animals
terrifying.
don't recognize that that's, like, it's going to continue, if not, like, aggressively damage you.
Well, and what I've
a lot of
seen-
animals panic and flip out.
With natural animals, especially when you have like choke chains and tightening things, is they keep tugging the more it hurts. And they will
'Cause they're trying to get it
knock themselves
out,
or something,
yeah.
And so it's like, and it doesn't ever stop them from moving because it never paralyzes the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if you get that tight, it feels like it would destroy the worm.
I mean, the thing, yeah, well, especially because it's a worm.
'Cause
Worms
it's
are
soft.
inclined to pop themselves into pieces.
To be soft.
Actually, yeah, they're tough. Because we
can't
never
move.
really discussed actually what the state of the worm really was other than slimy, which sounds like an earthworm, but they for some reason gave it a whole row of teeth like a lamprey. So, until it cannot move anymore.
Oh, no. And your corazon?
Namar's eyes twinkle as he steps over the worm and looks me up and down.
Apparently it's not a
I
very...
literally do not care.
Oh, this was a lovely performance. Bring out the worm, subdue the worm, steps over it like a dirty rag on the floor. Also, like, not a very big worm, honestly, if you can just step over it. Either that or his legs are really long.
The biggest, longest wormiest.
The longest
Also,
legs.
Completely confident that you have subdued it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like, do you know that animals will sometimes relax because they are frightened? And they do realize sometimes that if the more they struggle, the more it hurts. And so they stop, and then
Until
they try
an opportune moment. So if you've ever...
or if they feel like they've been backed more into a corner, somebody stepping over them, it doesn't know what you're going to do.
They flick again.
Then they flick again, and the men go flying across the room.
And suddenly, the lovely man, we say is in black,
Yeah.
he crashes into the ceiling of the gazebo.
Honestly, now I suddenly want him to sound like, frickin'
Carrie Elwes?
Carrie Elwes.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be really
It'd
funny.
adorable. Also, like, his mustache is very cute.
It's really cute. I
I also love how much, like, mascara and, like, he's got on because of eyelashes, like, whoosh.
It's beautiful.
How did you do that light trick? Can you teach me?
Nazarene sighs and places a hand on his elbow.
Hmm.
Do we know their names? Or do we
Nope.
just kind of know them casually because we've heard about them?
I don't
Like, I don't
know.
even want to know character-wise.
I don't remember if anyone's actually mentioned their names.
Nope, I don't even think so.
So now we're knowing names and genders, because I don't think Nadia mentioned her parents' names. I don't think the sisters has mentioned the parents' names.
Yeah.
Or if they have, it would only be mom's name. And so I'm like, how do you know his name? I mean, obviously you can tell his gender the way you tell everyone's, whatever that is.
Whatever indicator
Whatever that is. But how do you know his name? Because other names we've had to ask or be introduced. I need to know.
I need a hand on his elbow.
Don't intimidate them, Namar. Let's introduce ourselves first.
She extends an elegantly manicured hand out to me.
One of the few hands that has fingernails.
It's true, actually. Well, remember how I also said the wildly detailed sister?
Mhm.
The cute little chubby one? I'm like,
Mhm.
she's actually more detailed like her daughter.
Yep, she is.
Which is kind of cool.
I love how much hair she has, though, just whoosh. Nazrin, Satravana, Queen...
Satranava.
Sorry, Satranava, Queen of Prakara. And Empress of whatever the bigger region is, I assume?
I'm assuming.
Because you've been described as Empress the whole time?
I think so. I mean, they've said at least the Empire of Prakara, like the Prakaran Empire, that has been the thing.
Maybe you're not an Empress, you're the Queen of an Empire? I didn't know that was a thing.
I
That
didn't
could be
know
a
that
thing.
Namar comes around and throws an arm around my shoulder, grinning. I really fucking don't like your family. They all keep touching me, and so do you.
And they don't ask at all, or read body language.
Or like, stop touching.
It's assumptive. I'm like, why would he touch you?
Namar Satranava, royal consort. Now, about that light.
Huh.
Nafisa steps over the worm as well, joining us on the other side of the gazebo.
And the destroyed floor that it cracked up through and made an incredible
Or
crashing
is
and
it
rumbling
just
sound.
dirt? It's like a temporary gazebo?
Like it's just an awning.
Yeah, it's just an awning. Who
But
knows?
still,
But I'm like, a
the
gazebo really is, as
destroyed
far as I
dirt?
knew, a hyper-specific thing.
Dirt. It's
Yeah.
okay. You now have all the characters.
I am sorry about the state of your gazebo, Nadia.
Look at the turtle's little expression. I love that the turtle has expressions
Well, it
as
looks
well.
with her, though, wherever she looks, which
It
is
does.
really cute.
It does. It's part of her expressions,
Nadia surveys the damage sadly.
which everyone has stuffed over.
Yep, amazingly with the longest goddamn beautiful legs you've ever seen.
Ever seen? Either that or the worm is quite small and we're just bitching about it.
Yeah.
It's really the size of a...
Oh my god, I'm so tired of worms! This little...
It's a 14-foot sausage dog.
14 feet, you say?
These tiny little nubby legs. Like a slow worm.
Or a velvet worm. If you guys haven't looked at velvet worms, go fucking look up velvet worms. They're so cute looking!
And they do have these tiny little useless legs.
They really do. No, they're very useful.
Well, no, but I mean useless looking.
Yes, but they're like little nubbins. And
They're tiny.
they really feel like they should have popping, sucking sounds to go with them. They're so funny looking. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I assure you, I will be sending an invoice to Vlastimil after this is over.
Oh, so you were just kind of mad because apparently this is Vlastimil's fault for not keeping track of his worms? Again, I love this implication, truly, that giant worms are just normal.
They are. That
I want to see more random bullshit monsters then.
I want to see more of the creatures and animals in this world.
Yeah.
For sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, we
because-
mentioned in Julian's route at the very end, so spoilers if you haven't seen that, there's a goddamn fire salamander.
As well as you have vampire eels.
Uh-huh.
Not the shrieking eels, but the vampire
eels?
The shrieking of the eels.
A shrieking... You hear what that sound is, princess? The shrieking eels.
Yes.
That voice at all.
They're always loudest before they feed.
Yes.
Hmm.
He can't though. What? You saying that, Grandpa? That can't be right. Hey, are you gonna let me finish this?
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Yes. All right. After this is over. So the Vlastimil was I'm irritated at him over there, not I'm identifying you here, which was confusing to me.
Yes, and based on how this story usually works, it's understandably confusing because people don't use that kind of language in here. Usually when they just yell a name, it literally is just that character, you know?
Also, there's been a little bit of, non-specificity, so it seemed like it could have totally been that.
Yes.
For now, if you wouldn't mind following me, I think we should find the rest of the family. And by that you mean reconvene in the burning ballroom?
This is very annoying.
It
Nadia,
was
I
Nadia.
need to introduce you to my family. I would have imagined someone as controlled as she would
Hang on.
would have stepped forward and been like, hello, father.
We
Hello,
still-
mother. Let me introduce, yes, my partner whom you have figured out is Corazon.
I was gonna say, I didn't imagine you meeting my parents like this, but, you still haven't met them fully because we haven't been introduced.
I'm having politeness problems.
And if we need to go and get the parents because of circumstance, which it hasn't been established that's the case, but if that's why it was top priority, because I have to greet them, they've come to my castle kind of thing, my kingdom,
You should
or
have.
my Dutchdom? I don't know,
my
whatever.
duchy?
My-
My countdom. My
Countdom? Yes.
Countdom.
My city.
My city.
My city.
my realm.
I was gonna say, then we need to introduce everybody to everybody.
Mhm.
If you're standing on circumstance, you need to do all the circumstance. Also, though, it was Nadia in the ballroom with a flamethrower.
Probably. Sorry. We all head back towards the palace together.
Is it still on fire? I need to know.
Father is still touching me and I hate him.
Wait. The episode was windy. This one is toasty.
Probably.
Crackly.
We passed Nazmira and Natika, wrangling stressed guests and calmly leading them out of the palace.
Okay.
Nearby, guards are throwing buckets of water on the stray fires. So you weren't kidding. I can't tell, really, most of the time I'm like, I can't tell what's hyperbole in this story.
And what's for real?
And what's for real.
The whole castle was on fire, but little buckets of water are getting it figured out.
Brilliant, amazing, it's fine.
How do you...
Quickly getting them under control. We have actual magicians here at this party, but you know what? Fuck it.
Guards with buckets.
Guards with buckets.
Are there any eels in the buckets?
I hope so.
Yay.
It's roasted eel.
Looks like everyone is doing their jobs as planned. Maybe most of the castle is just not flammable, and the only thing that was really burning was the party decorations. And the paint on the walls.
Up ahead, I can hear a ruckus and a familiar voice.
Oh, God.
We do not have time for this. Submit.
Ah.
Nahara is the...
Who's ready to submit?
Return.
Look! We're back in the gazebo. Sorry.
we do turn the corner into a familiar
room!
At one point, it must have been the mirror maze. But it looks like someone smashed through to the center of the maze, shattering every mirror in their way.
I spent weeks designing the layout for this room, and letting someone else assemble it when you weren't there, as far as we can tell.
Because you literally were like, I can't do anything, and we didn't even do anything, and you actually basically just ran away.
Also, when did you give the plans to someone else to put it together the way you wanted, if you spent time designing it? How would your sisters go and find that when they were putting the party together?
Also, you haven't, are you telling me that you spent weeks designing just the one room, and then you just went out and you talked to us, so your month, basically, of being awake, you woke up and immediately went, I need to do a maze!
I need to plan this ball
Full of mirrors!
instantly, and a maze of mirrors is going to be that'll be my relaxing time every day.
Priority.
That'll be my wind down time, is designing this maze.
Oh my god, that's insane!
You've only been awake for weeks, dear. I guess you've been awake for 3 months?
I thought we were awake for like a month.
I think it's 3 months.
Oh
Question
God,
mark?
I'm still like, but I spent weeks.
Uh-huh.
So what? Like, so weeks has got to be at least 3 or more weeks because
Not a couple of weeks, just weeks, yeah.
I feel like the time flow on this is insane. Anyway,
Also going, if you did that much time on that one room,
how
again,
much time did you spend, quote, on anything else?
all the rest of it, like you must have woken up and immediately went, well, I know I don't have a memory, and I know my husband is dead, and I don't know what's going on. I'm planning a ball immediately.
You know,
Like now that I realize I've been gone for 3 years, or I don't remember 3 years, and I've been gone for at least one. Now that I've understood kind of that,
I guess.
I need to do a reintroduction, a coming out ball for myself. Done.
Which will actually be about my husband, which I don't have to do because we've literally just had a crisis. Never mind, it's fucking done. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Layout of this room.
But also based off the goddamn pandemic, fair.
Yep.
Which sounds insane saying this out loud. Disgusted, she steps over the ruins and heads forward until we see Nahara.
You mean she walks through the shattered mirrors? If it's an entire way through the entire maze, the floor is going to be littered with the remains of mirrors. There's not just stepping over them like stepping over a worm.
We finally have another courtier that we haven't seen almost this entire time.
It's true.
She and Navra have Volgora pinned to the floor.
Interesting. We also haven't dealt with this one yet. Nahara. Navra.
They both turn to look at us. Volgora is screeching beneath them.
We notice the mirrors. We get grumpy about the mirrors. We casually walk through the wreckage of the mirrors, and we don't notice screaming the entire time, even when we've entered this room. We go into a familiar room. We don't mention the shrieking in there.
The shrieking eel!
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I love you pointing that crap out. It is really frustrating sometimes in stories. Like, I understand where people can make really quick observations, but you literally had Nadia bitch and complain for a second while you probably would have gone, oh my God, I hear this noise. Like you absorbing that and then go, at the same time, I wonder where the hell that noise is coming from.
I was like, also, like, if we're walking into a familiar room and going, it must have been the mirror maze, I feel like a loud sound rather than a passive visual observation would be much more grabbing your attention.
Yeah, it would have been the thing that
as we're approaching a room,
we
hear screaming.
Yeah, coming out of the door.
Yep.
Anyway,
we walk into a familiar room.
Screeching beneath them. This is gonna suck.
Let go of me right now! When I get free from here, I'm gonna smash all of you! You know, like the mirrors, 'cause it's funny!
Hi! Someone in the corner. Gonna smash everyone. They gonna smash. I say, no, like the mirrors. They're not breakable, so I think you may smash. This little troll.
Bones are breaking!
Nahara whacks them on the head with her staff.
Quiet, you!
We found them in here, smashing mirrors and starting fires. You were lighting the mirrors on fire? I guess? Question?
That's actually a great question because I really was going, smashing mirrors and starting fires because there's no Oxford comma there. So I went, smashing and starting fires of the mirrors. My whole brain. What? I mean, technically speaking, for mirrors to actually function, they need a back to them. So are we saying every single mirror has like a wood back to it?
Or a wooden frame. Because a lot of those big heavy old moves frame.
Also, I learned a really cool detail that I think is actually really fun. I think it was actually like a part of a Tumblr conversation. It was a long time ago. But somebody actually said one of the reasons that they believed that vampires could not originally see themselves in mirrors was because in order to actually make something reflect, you not only need basically a backing to it, but you also had to coat it in something. So they would coat between the glass and the backing, they would put silver in there.
And since vampires are allergic to and or sensitive to silver, they couldn't see themselves because that's what the reflection was made out of.
I really want to see somebody actually use that with werewolves because they are also weak to silver.
And so they can't see themselves in mirrors that are silver-backed either.
Yes.
That would be super fun. Yes, that was on Tumblr. I saw it. I loved it.
Yes, that was I remember that was quite some time ago, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anyway.
Smashing mirrors and starting fires. Dear, darling, I'm so sorry this awful person ruined your party. Someone that I do not realize is in your employ despite having all the knowledge of everything else?
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess.
Nadia scowls and glowers down at Volgora.
Also, we hear a huge loud sound, singular. They were smashing mirrors and starting fires.
Oh, they've been there for a while. Yeah, I'm like, the timing is everywhere.
Well, I'm just like, if we appear back in the palace, we appear back into our bodies, and then we go back into the palace and we hear one massive noise.
Smash, yeah.
And then everything's on fire and everything's been destroyed. How would Vorgala
Also-
do everything at once with one sound instead of continual rumblings and smashings and crashings?
Also, with everyone still communicating, people still being panicked, people still doing directing, we hear this one really large smash in a, also acoustically probably unsound sort of way. Like, walking up to it is one thing, but, okay, this is just too much for
So
me.
anyway, that sounds really strange. If Vorgala is doing a continuous sustained action, then it seems like you wouldn't have one giant sound. And if there was one giant sound, as described at the beginning, of one incitement of chaos, then what was it, and do we also get to learn about it? Was it something else?
We're gonna find out, maybe.
What? Nadia strides up, crunching through the broken glass, queen of everything, gently places her fingertips on her collarbone. What is the meaning of this?
But you know what?
We'll have to find out the meaning of this
In the next one! Hey, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, or interact with them, please. It actually does a lot for us in regards to the YouTube algorithm. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi, Patreon, or our Twitch. There's some links in the description down below, and we would love to see you there. And I have been Scandal!
We also exist lightly on Tumblr, if you ever want to see us there.
It's true.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!